Hey everybody, welcome to the Practice Open Division, and this is the stream specifically dedicated to following the journey of Team Dante. My name is Lemon Kiwi, by my side is Hurix, and we'll be jumping in against their opponent, which is going to be a mouthful. It is Majesty Princess Unicorn Action Force Go.
That's one of the names. That's one of the names we'll be using. I'll be using a lot of them. I've gone ahead and I've done my prep work for this broadcast, and you know what? I'm ready to go with a bunch of different alternatives that I think that the team should be considering going forward.
Yeah, well, I'll try to laugh at your jokes as we move through the series. For anyone new to what this format is, this is Practice Open Division, so there is no promotion to trials, but this is to get everybody warmed up, right? Back into their competitive shoes. And I think there's maybe some cute prizes like a spray and stuff like that. But this is just great experience for people who want to practice in that team environment without having much on the line.
Yeah, I mean, this is also a really good experience, specifically for this Team Dante squad, because, you know, as the Open Division works, you know, you're going to be seeing this team progressively get harder and harder matchups, harder opponents as these things go on, as you're facing opponents with your same scoreline. And of course, as you get into playoffs and everything like that, but we're going to see them progressively, you know, work on their strategies, work on their comms. I mean, remember, this is a team that was created, you know, something like a week ago. They haven't had too much scrims in practice up to this point. So as we see them take on tougher opponents, they are going to get progressively better. And we'll see them, you know, kind of weigh their performance level against those tougher opponents as these weeks go by.
And for anyone who didn't catch yesterday's stream, Team Dante did take that win against Project Jupiter to start off their Open Division practice season 1-0, while as Magic Princess Unicorn Action Force Go did start 0-1. So I think it's play-by-play. I'm gonna have to shorten that to Majesty Princess as we talk about them. Or I guess any other weird words that you come up with. They call themselves Mega Penguins Unite after football games the other day.
Yeah, so in talking with them, they changed what the acronym actually stands for every single time that they play. So yesterday when they played their game, it was Mega Penguins Unite after football games. Unfortunately, they took an L yesterday, so you got to relinquish the name. It's bad luck, bad juju. Got to move on to the new one. Today's name for them internally is Majesty Princess Unicorn Action Force Go. So that's what they're going to go with today. They
deserve the name Majesty, though, right?
Like, exactly. If they take an L on the first map, they're no longer Majesty. You got to change it.
It's like mediocre. It'll be mediocre. That's Unicorn Action Force Go. We'll think of names as we go. But as we jump here into Lijiang Tower, we'll see what compositions we get out the gate. But for everyone to know, this is a 1-3 or a best of 5. So we'll get into it.
Yeah, and as we saw yesterday as well, this Team Dante, definitely, they look strong despite, you know, only having about a week of time playing together. But there were some openings created by Project Jupiter. We did see Jakarion taken on yesterday by Recurve. Recurve looked pretty solid in that matchup. Today, I think, you know, this team is looking to step things up, taking on Doom 76 across the table there. And this is a team here, this MPUAFG team, definitely looking to claim their first victory here in the Practice Open Division.
Excuse me, it's Majesty. Out the gates here on the blue side, you're gonna have Team Dante already jumping in as Jakarion. He got punch back from Doom 76. I'm liking the name already. A little bit of pow pow, a little bit of shoot shoot poo poo. But here you have Doom 76. He's going to be moving forward, making that space. But as you see, Team Dante, they did lose that member early, so they're going to be disengaging towards the point.
Yeah, I'm going to assume that's Bomber Doom 76 there, but unfortunately you didn't go with your main name, so now you're just going to lose out on this branding opportunity, brother. Now you're just Doom 76 and you're in the floor.
Ooh. All right, a 1-1, we like it. We surround Eki there, and there's no shield. Sigma's going to be getting out of dodge, and Team Dante going to hold on to that point first.
They're going to get first control here. 60 going to be able to set up, and you can see already both of these Moiras have their ultimates. They're going to be coalescing against each other, and something to take note of is the fact that Ginsha, he's already about a quarter of the way to that supercharger, and that's something that they could wait for. They could kind of hold that coalescence if they want to. If they feel like they can pull away from Ashe, then go ahead with that combo with the supercharger instead.
Yeah, there's that Coalescence push there from Ashe. Yeah, Majesty Princess uniform. Oh, Unicorn action go, and 60 with the Death Blossom, assisted by the rest of the team, cleaning things up. They'll hold on to their lead.
Oh, Agent Pixel's gonna go down there as well. And now we're getting to that stage where, due to the fact that Team Dante has just been so far ahead in these fights, their economy is going to be basically the exact same situation here. 6 feet, very close to that sound barrier. Now we're at 65%. This could wind up becoming a last fight scenario with a really last-ditch effort coming after that.
Oh, this is their last chance to make something good, and there's the Gravitic Flux from Scribbles, but you lose Ginja. A lot of people are low from Team Dante, and what a response that comes from this team of MPUA. Doom 76 with a 2, they rotate towards the point, they will get that flip, and only after spending a Death Blossom, you'll take those.
Yeah, they held on to pretty much everything else here. They went for the lift, they went for the Death Blossom, but otherwise they held on. But on the other side of the coin here, Moist People Use Alternate Fate gamer tags is going to be holding on to basically everything they have as well. I mean, just the Death Blossom invested now, so they have 5 ultimates, but now it's about efficiency. Can you get value out of what you've been able to hold on to?
Jakarian went for a punch. Doom 76 needs to be punished here. He gets out safely. There's a Coalescence push there from Team Dante, getting all the healing they need, and the Halt and the Gravitic Flux. It gets a bunch, but both bongos taken out of the picture. Team Dante already used the barrier. They still need to break out of the spawn door. Doom 76 is on the flank. Team Dante are completely surrounded. Jakarion's barely staying alive. Team Dante have a chance. They have time, and they're just saying, screw it, we're not going to go through middle map. We're going to go towards the right side.
That was a good lift there, set up for Scribbles. He's getting a lot of ult charge. He's going to be able to use the Gravitic Flux very shortly.
Oh, good push. Yeah, Eki was super low, and 60 took advantage with the double kill. Cleanup going forward. But now if you're MPUA, 91%, you don't have a lot of time, and you don't even know if you can go in with your full 6.
It looks like they will try to get to the point. Not gonna make it, just barely. Nope, not the case. He just misses it. Hammond not quite there. 155, that's a 1-0 advantage now for Team Dante.
That ball honestly looked like he just yeeted himself off the map. I was like, what?
He was a goner. He was a goner.
I thought he was dead. That was quite surprising. But hey, that's a 1-0 start. I think there was some good fight back. I'm really liking the duel between Jakarion and Doom 76.
Yeah, I mean, we saw Jakarion go down pretty early in that first engagement where we did see him go aggressive. He got caught. Definitely got to have to make sure that he doesn't let that situation arise again. I mean, we've seen situations, you know, even in Gauntlet, where if a player, especially in that flex role, playing Doomfist especially, gets a little bit too aggressive, you can go down real easy. So have to be, or keep that in mind here. Now we do see Jakarion back onto the Pharah. That's going to be competing against Doom 76, but 60 actually bringing on the Doomfist here to take on the Reaper instead.
Yeah, this is going to be the Pharah duel in the sky, and then you're going to have a Reaper versus Doomfist taking place on the point. So we'll see who can get a few directs, but also you're wondering who's going to be pushing towards the other Orisa, calling out that Fortify, calling out that Halt. These are moments of engagements. There's the double rocket, and oh, there's the Resurrect going on in the middle of the point. There is Brodeen that will be able to get that through. Seems the advantage going in for MPUA. They do get that cap, cleaning up the rest of Team Dante.
I just want it to be known that 6 feet and Brodeen both res at the same time, and 6 feet walked over and just punched Brodeen out after he got his, so Brodeen fell. Still though, we did see MPUAFG take the point with that first fight win, and now it's going to be Team Dante aggressing forward.
Yeah, 60 sticking with the rest of the team. Ultimates, I mean, I'm looking at Rank Yoshi getting Coalescence first. They're going to rotate towards the point. They're going to need this healing. 60 got a little too low, a little too close for comfort. Coalescence first. Big advantage for Team Dante. Death Blossom from the other side from Agent Pixels and supported by Ashe, but not enough. Thor is next on the hit list, and Team Dante are up by a bunch. Jakarion will be rezzed back into this fight, but they will give up about 45%-ish to the other team.
Still a very good start for Moist Paper. Ultimates always fail, guys. Now already 50% up here. We do see. I'm trying to get through these, Lemon.
Sorry.
Sorry. Okay. So we do have the supercharger available though for Ginja. Likely going to be pulling that out here. Got to keep this thing safe. You need that damage boost if you're going to be able to hold on to this fight here, as we do see a couple things coming online, particularly the barrage. Never mind.
This could be a risky push. Oh yeah. And now you prevent that resurrect. That Mercy is just stranded. Oh, able to fly to the rest of the team. But now you're worried if you're MPUA to push through white when there's a barrage right above them. They gotta speed right through and hope they don't get caught. 60's gonna engage into there. He could get caught out if he's not careful. There's the finish off from 76. But Team Dante as a unit even stronger. They will even up the score here.
Finally evening things out, but look at this. They won that last fight just off of that one pick from Jakarian alone. They just kept up that momentum that was created by that one kill. Caught Brodeen trying to extend past to catch up to the rest of his team, and that was all they really needed. Now they have every single ultimate available here, Jen, for this next fight.
Yeah, that's very good economy. The fire duels will be taking place, and when you get that freedom, you can barrage the other team. Early bongo there from MPUA, gonna get immediately taken out. If you don't have the space to place the bongo, that's where someone like a Fire or a Doomfist will move forward and get rid of that for you. Gives you a huge 50% damage boost, so it's a very important ultimate that you want to protect. Meanwhile, Team Dante used a few ultimates, and by a few I mean all 5. Jakarion's gonna hold on to the barrage, 86+%. This is coming up to MPUA's last chance.
Yeah, barrage v barrage. Unfortunately, though, MPUAFG is going to have the lifty boom, as you call it. Oh, but Etchy's off the side.
Yeah, he got lifted off the map. Jakarion with 2! Jakarion is carrying the Mercies by himself. The barrage! Jakarion with the team kill! Are you kidding me? Legion Tower sealed shut! Welcome to Project Inferno!
What a finish there for Jakarion. I think there was maybe a half of a question mark about yesterday, especially with the Pharah v Pharah performance. Recurve looked really solid. That's definitely a standout that we had. And Jakarion, I think, completely eliminated all of the half question mark that was in my head about that, because he stepped up today in such a big way, and especially on Gardens, where he was able to pull out that Pharah and show off his proficiency on that character as well.
It is a 1st to 3. Plenty of time to, warm up. Talk to your team. Don't get down. We smile, we keep swimming. And it will be also Majesty Princess Unicorn action goes choice of map heading into this next one. So you pick your best map. They didn't really tell us what their best map was, besides a really cool name. So Majesty Princess, I'll still allow them to keep the Majesty pot.
I can't believe you actually forgot that they're a force. That they're the action force. It's action force go. I can't believe you forgot that. I can't believe you forgot that they were a force. Well, we'll be moving into this next map, and it looks like we are going to be going into King's Row for our hybrid choice here. The selection made by Malding players, ulting always for God.
Malding players. Yeah.
So now, when we get into this one, I think that there is definitely an expectation of getting back into kind of the rhythm of playing that Doomfist, playing that Reaper, getting onto the Lucio more. We're going to be seeing a little bit more of that, probably straying away from the Pharah that we had last on Gardens. And this is, again, a really, really good opportunity to get a good look at 60 and Jakarion, their ability to come together, be lethal, and then also see 6 feet in Rankyoshi. I think they've been really good performances throughout, these last 2 days. Rankyoshi especially has really stood out to me as a South American player that you don't hear too often about, and I think this is now kind of his time to shine.
Oh yeah, I'm loving how much we're seeing South American players come to NA and then really have a platform to shine on in a different region. Think of Ali Mong, Klaus, and now Rankyoshi making their way here. Also, then you have someone like 6 feet, who's, I think, an up-and-coming support player. He was in Team Canada tryouts, and maybe some people know him as 6 feet under. So he goes from, what's funny is he goes from 6 feet under, which is kind of like a dead name, right, to like 6 feet.
Yeah, like 6 feet on tender though,
alpha.
so it's like actually 5'2".
Oh,
Like you?
you know what? I don't use Tinder, all right? I go outside.
Fair.
Okay. Okay. Now we have Majesty Princess. You know, they're leaving the doors. We have the Reaper Doom. Nothing special. But going towards the left side here is a bit interesting. The shield's already broken. Look how Team Dante recognized this. They've taken out Doom 76 early, and they want to push that. They want to get all the ult charge they can.
Yeah, this is some really aggressive play here from Team Dante. And this is something that we saw yesterday, particularly on this map on first point. They really like to punish. When they do get that advantage, they go for it. And that's actually super important to try to take advantage of, because you are going to be able to get ahead even more so in economy. You can further that lead that you created.
Agent Pixels, though, is still keeping up with that cold charge, which is the main ultimate they're going to need to push forward. But Jinja taking out Etchy again very, very early in these fights. This is going to be a problem, costing them time, but defense holds on.
Yeah, this is all about a pressure game right now. I mean, you're seeing the damage come out from every single angle. Even Ginja's getting involved. You can see him almost already possessing the supercharger. Etchy has just gone down time and time again. They've been focusing a lot of that pressure onto the front line, especially Jakarion getting involved, lifting Etchy up a couple of times with the uppercut so that he becomes more vulnerable, that Orisa can become, you know, killable at that stage.
So you have a Coalescence. This is where you can push through. You don't want to get picked first. There's a Coalescence. Exchange from Reikyoshi. Jakarion is low. You can punish this. But there's the Lifty Boom I'm talking about. The defense slams it down, and they're taking advantage. They're just chunking down the forces of Majesty Princess, and even staggering possibly the Lucio. They're down to the last 2 minutes and 10 on the clock.
Still, a few ultimates coming out and available nonetheless for Team Dante, namely the supercharger combination with the Death Blossom from 60 that's going to come out here very soon. And they could actually just use just this to win this next fight, as there are swaps coming out, so economy definitely still in their favor.
I'm liking this Bastion setup. They're going to use the Maywall to allow themselves to go through and protect themselves, but Team Dante knew this was coming, using the Bongo, all the damage they need to take him out before they could set up this Bastion.
Yeah, I really like that aggressive play. They knew that they had the advantage in economy, so what do? They get aggressive. They know that they're going to have to deal with this Bastion when it comes into the swap, and they're even getting more creative now. I think they are spotted, perhaps, and indeed they are, but still, they're going to drive it forward.
Yeah, that was Jinja saying hello from the corner. The Bastion, I mean, is set up in the spawn. Take it out two, make it three. Oh. This is Majesty Princess's chance now to get on the point for the first time.
Yeah, it looks like not only are they going to be able to get on, but due to the fact that they got that clean team kill, they are going to be able to take this point no problem. So really good swaps coming in. On top of that, you can see how much they were able to gain the value and the ultimate economy in that last fight almost alone. Agent Pixel's going to have window for their next engagement. That's super important for these very linear maps, especially when you do involve the Bastion. That's going to be so much damage output for this team.
Yeah, it was so smart for Team Dante to try and just push further so they could prevent the Bastion from setting up. But Sasuke doing the thing, you know, sticking in spawn and not needing too much setup time. He's going to be on the card. He's going to be surfing his way. 60 though. Can he raise? Oh, the wall stops him from joining the team. He goes around it just in time. Now there's a Coalescence from Team Dante. They're lifted up into the sky. They're from Thor, but all the healing, they are unharmed. Sasuke still on the card with the Bongo, giving him all the damage he needs. Scribbles will eat the Blizzard there from Doom 76, and that's big.
Doom 76 is going to go down without the Mei there to help control. It does look like Team Dante is going to be able to drive forward once again and start taking this fight. Amplification Matrix still available. This Bastion's in the position that he needs to be in.
Yeah, you got to give that window to the Bastion. He's frozen currently. Everyone's lifted again from Scribbles. He gets two. The supports are dead for Majesty Princess. They have to reset. 2 minutes on the clock.
Oh, this becomes so difficult now for Make Poop. Freak gosh.
What? Did you just associate you to a vomit noise?
Yeah, UALGH. That's how I spelled it on my notes. Well, this again becomes really dangerous. You use that window. Now Agent Pixel is going to have to get that back up. Tank configuration is ready for Feroy, but now it's all about isolation. Jakarion is on the Mei.
Oh, the ultimate duel. Rankyoshi didn't respect the 1v1, and now the sides have literally flipped. The attack is in front of the cart, but then the defense could actually cut them off from any respawners from getting back to the rest of the team. Sasuke's gonna have tank configuration. You don't want to use this into shields, only to clean up. See, people are coming out of spawn. They're gonna be separated if they don't get Team Dante out of there.
With this flip situation here, Coalescence now getting invested. Wall coming out there. Now it's going to be the Immortality Matrix out too.
So much damage from this Bastion, but you had the bongo there from Jinja. So Rankyoshi was using that Coalescence to try and melt through the shields, but there's so much healing from this attack. But meanwhile, they haven't had any progress on the cart. You're down to the last minute. Tank configuration in a small room. 60's gonna hope he can get out of there as quick as possible. The attack are starting to clean things up. Team Dante hold their ground. They're lifting up the defense, slamming them down. Thor receives that immortality. He is fine. Team Dante just throwing bodies on the cart, but that will be a dead fight.
However, this time bank just getting dangerously low here. Only 25 seconds remain. So if at any point here on out, Team Dante wins a fight, that'll be it. That cart will stop right there, and we will see the sides swap. It'll be Team Dante's turn. So this, from now on, MPUAFG needs to be completely flawless in their execution. They have the supercharger available. That's what they need to get that damage out and be able to get these kills.
Jakarion got spot out. Now they know this guy's setting up for Blizzard. Joining up the rest of the team. Blizzard on the field. The bongo was dropped. Brody can't get out. Rankyoshi finds him with the Coalescence. 60 with a Death Blossom on the field. MPUA are pushed up against a wall. And Team Dante stand tall on the payload.
And there is the stop. Unfortunately, Echi just wasn't able to protect the supercharger in the way that he would have liked. And on top of that, the Blizzard came down, so there was just no protecting it. There was no body blocking at that stage as well, just for that last-ditch effort. So now, 77 meters is the distance covered. Sides are going to swap, and now we'll see if that aggression that we saw on defense is going to be reflected here on their attack for Team Dante. We saw how they were able to just look so confident and calm and controlled in a lot of these engagements where we saw them take it straight to the attacking side. Well, here, I mean, that could they could match that same flavor on their attack and just go high tempo.
Yeah, it seems Majesty Princess, right? They tried to mirror the Reaper Doom, eventually swapped to the Mei Bastion. I think it worked out for quite a while. What I also like is the reaction of Team Dante to match that with the Mei.
I definitely think that once we saw Jakarion go over to that Mei pick, we saw a lot more isolation, some canceled isolation that came out when Doom 76 was trying to make a play. Jakarion looked pretty solid on that Mei. Even going into when he first made that swap, we saw him get into that 1v1 scenario against Doom 76, and he was able to go toe-to-toe with him, kind of pull a lot of that opportunity away from MPUAFG, and I don't know how I'm able to so easily say that. It's actually blowing my mind that I can get that out every time.
I don't even know how. You're coming up with molding primates and different things, and they said we could come up with whatever we wanted.
Mates like, playing underwater Angus Fire games.
Angus Fire.
My list ran out. Now I'm desperate.
All right. Sounds like you, but on the attack, we're still figuring out what we're doing here. Seeming like the Bastion Doomfist, I think they like the strategy the other team came up with. But the issue is you have this Bastion looking down into your spawn doors with a Mei that can easily isolate you off as you traverse through that middle part of the map.
All right, so setting up now. Now it's Bastion v Bastion. Immortality is safe for the attacking side. They're all low, though.
Yeah, winning that shield war, that first wall maybe wasn't what Doom 76 was looking for. You'd rather try and maybe isolate one or two members coming in. Just prevented them from getting into hotel, keeping them in the LOS of Sasuke. There's the wall that lifts them up into the air, and you can see how he just focuses on shooting the pillars. There was a great anti-follow-up from Rankyoshi, but you lost 60. Big source of damage. You're not running a Mercy. That means you got to get out.
Yeah, really good job there already for MPUAFG to be able to ward off Team Dante, able to stave them off in the Bastion v Bastion. I mean, this is straight up one of those situations where you need to get a kill early, force out that res, and then continue that pressure, because the mercy here from Brodeen is something that you have to keep in your brain.
Yeah, the defense exactly have that resurrect opportunity. There's a window of death for the defense. They've also have that blizzard, but 60 has a nano. But the defense could also disengage in the lower parts of the staircase or to their right. So even if Team Dante win this shield war, the defense might not lose any members.
Still, they haven't made any progress. They're stuck on this statue and they can't get by it. Feroy just doing too much. Now tank configuration is out.
Well, that was big for Sasuke to get that first. The immortality might not last too much longer. Team Dante are trying to escape into the room, but MPUA are joining them there. Sasuke still going after them, set up and shooting. Everyone is body blocking for him, and Team Dante are down to their last couple minutes. I don't know if they can keep going.
Ginja's going to be going down, and there's the res from Brodeen, so stabilizing on defense as 60 does go tank configuration desperately, and I don't think this is the play for them anymore. I think if you want to stay bashing, that's fine, but you have to get aggressive. You have to get in their face, take advantage of the fact that you do have the Ana, utilize the cooldowns that you have at your disposal, get those purples in there.
Exactly, the role of having an Ana versus a Mercy, you sacrifice that res, but you have the more damage with that nano. This is the opportunity where maybe they should go towards the point, use the walls to their advantage, force them down to their level. Now they're chilling out on the hotel side, and now they got to worry about Doom 76 and that blizzard.
Yeah, he's looking to isolate Ginja specifically if he can. They're going to be rushing out of the hotel. The wall is actually a miss.
They might have blocked somebody still from getting out of hotel. They'll rotate towards the right side. Blizzard on the field there for MPUA. Team Dante almost get away with that one tick. You got an evil toaster against the wall, but now you're down to that last 40 seconds of the game.
Yeah, now you're just desperate here, and you have to wonder if they're going to be able to even claim this. Feroy is going to be able to get set back up. They're going to be able to siege up, and still, I don't think that they've gotten enough value out of this Ana pick just yet. We're not seeing them land the purples, and you look at the position of Thor's shields, and it's blocking all of them.
There's just no chance. The bongo advantage from the attack. They go towards the point. Gravitic flux there from Thor. The immortality just in time, but Sasuke is wiping the floor with everything. Tank configuration. The supports are still alive there from Team Dante. They block off the LOS of that Bastion. They collapse on the Doom 76. What a great slay from Rank Yoshi. And they get the point. Thank the Lord we got it in the last fight.
On God.
On God.
Now they have to get through the archway here. Feroy is up forward with Brodeen, but they're going to be forced back because not everyone from their team is here. And in fact, they might actually be caught here on this right side.
Oh, that's a great isolation wall from Jakarion. Now they can actually break through this choke, and they're cleaning up more stackers. That's free time for them.
Yeah, and this is not a good moment here to be losing out on players as this cart is drawing ever closer. Now you don't have the time to get in position, get into that sieging mode that you need to get in to be able to take this fight. You're going to be rounding this corner and be met instantly with 60's damage, who's already in position.
Yeah, you gotta go. That yellow box of victory is there. 60 is in such a good position. The isolation wall, the blizzard on the other side, it doesn't even let them touch. The defense waited too long, too many staggers at the choke for them to make this a fight they can win. Team Dante go up 2-0 in the series.
But there's an asterisk next to that second one, right? There's absolutely an asterisk because that was very nearly a full hold. And the sieging setup that we saw from MPUAFG was so solid. We saw them set up. It was very difficult to pull them out of that position. They were winning a lot of those shield wars as well. And I liked what I saw from their Doomfist Thor. He was stepping up. He was using that shift cooldown to make sure he was blocking some of that damage, give opportunity for Ecchi and even his own shield to regenerate, recharge, get that cooldown back if you're the Orisa, while still blocking out that damage.
But at least MPUA are forcing the Bastion mirror, where it seems that they have a better handle on things, not only in their positioning of having a safety spot to disengage to if they lose the shield war, but also their use of ultimates, the amplification matrix. They have the Mercy in case things go wrong, and the Mei. There were some walls that I think could have been placed a bit better for more isolation purposes rather than LOS, but nonetheless, this is an amazing match to watch, and I don't think the score really tells the story here.
Yeah, not at all. 2-0, definitely not the case, or doesn't seem that way. But now here we move on to Temple of Anubis. And in this kind of map, I mean, this is going to be an interesting take because of the way that we saw that hybrid point work on King's Row. I'm curious to see if they do want to set up for that same sieging style, the MPUAFG, especially on their defense. Here they're going attack first, so it's not likely that we see this, but I'm curious to see if they want to play that kind of same style because it was just so effective for them back on King's Row point A.
But at least Team Dante on their defense, they're going with what they know best, the Doom Reaper. This is the safest pick. I know a lot of teams have tried. And Anubis is one of those maps where the silly picks can come out. In the Overwatch League, we've seen everything from Symmetra defense to Mei defense for those isolation walls. There's a lot of opportunities, just like King's Row for those situations too. On the attack, we'll see if the Mei Reaper is what they're going with. Maybe this is to allow them to get to the high ground, or more to slow down Jakarion on these dives.
So coming out of the gates, we will see that matchup now where Doom76, as you mentioned, I mean, he's going to be bringing the Mei, and that's going to be able to block off their sightlines. Unfortunately for them, he puts it behind the entire team of Dante.
Yeah, missed wall there, 60. Could be behind them, and they're going to keep an eye on that as they go towards the left side. Maybe using, again, your own Mei. You could use a vertical wall to kind of make sure the other wall doesn't go through, but no Mei on the other side. This is their chance to push through, but Team Dante keeping them at bay, and you don't have an Orisa, and you don't have a Mei. Down by so much. It will be MPUA resetting.
And this is exactly the same take that they had on their defense for King's Row. You wait for Etchy to step up. He doesn't have the Fortify. And once he goes for that, I mean, you can easily just punish him. They put him into a wall and they delete him almost instantly. And Etchy has to be careful when he's making those movements to try to claim space that is gained for him by his Mei when they put the wall up initially.
See, the Mei wall was up, but they can see right above it just a few more inches, and then he'll get the perfect wall he's looking for. That'll give him that safety passage towards the point. Different approach from MPUA. They're up by 2. Coalescence going to allow Rankiyoshi and his team to see if they can contest a point, but that's 1 tick and almost 2 for Majesty Princess.
And now it looks like they could be able to claim this, but Scribbles has that opportunity to decide. Does he want to keep this fight going with the Gravitic Flux?
We'll see if they want to invest more ultimates. And I mean, the longer this fight goes, the more it really benefits MPUA, because then they'll have so many ultimates to snowball into B. 2 ticks, 60. Dodging the Death Blossom from Sasuke. He receives the mirror, so he's nice and safe. MPUA using a lot of ultimates. They don't feel this is winnable yet. The Blizzard should be able to get Scribbles. Rankiyoshi tried to fade out, but MPUA chased him down. Looking for that final take. Team Dante did a good job of stalling and getting rid of a ton of ultimates from their opponent.
Yeah, and I think that's what's so important. Being able to pull all of those ultimates out is a clear indication of the fact that MPUAFG, when they push in here, they may not look as forceful as they did on that last attack. Now you're going to see Supercharger versus Supercharger, but 60 is coming up off of the top rope with the Death Blossom that he could actually just wipe the floor with.
Now you still have the Bongo, you're down your Thors, so this is not an attack that's ideal for them already, especially when the spawns favor the defense. Sasuke down, maybe on possibly going on a flank, getting caught out from a halt, but that will be the end of their attack, and that's okay. But what's not okay is Team Dante conserving everything they have and getting up to almost 6 or almost 5 ultimates on the board.
Oh, just under 4 minutes remaining here. A lot available as we do see Team Dante. There is a lot of fights that they win where they don't actually have to invest anything, and I think that's actually pretty insane given this meta. I mean, the value of these ultimates are so high how you can turn the tides of any engagement. But nonetheless, they don't need them sometimes. Still 60 up in that high ground position. Could just drop on top of them.
Oh, he's got the Death Blossom at the ready. The rock is missed, but this is a ghost sign for 60. He couldn't be contested, but Jakarion will steal the kill from a meteor strike, dropping down on the bases of Majesty Princess, and the cleanup is there. But at least 60 didn't queue at the same time of his teammates, so we're already learning things.
And that's what it's all about, right? Week 1, you're just trying to progress, and that's exactly what it seems like they're doing. Ecchi investing the supercharger in that last fight. So now Ginja does have that advantage. That damage increase is massive in these fights, especially if you could keep that supercharger up for a long period of time here. So they're probably just going to allow this enemy team to go forward, look for that opportunity where they do extend too far, supercharger down, and engage.
Yeah, Agent Pixel's using the Coalescence early. You maybe want to wait to try and take that Bongo down with it. Ginja Bongo is down, but so is the rest of MPUA, who have just not had the luckiest of times pushing into point B. It's so difficult, especially with a Mei.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, at this point, with this Mei, the Blizzard that we saw the last time, I mean, it was invested to try to get that first point A. Finally, now it's coming back up for them after 2 minutes of trying to progress on this first point, and now, or on the second point rather. And now, if this misses, if 6 feet and Rankiyoshi can keep the team alive, if 60 can actually take down that back line when they do push in, that's another 2 minutes that they have to wait for the next opportunity.
Yeah, 6 feet, you want to stay up into the air. The Death Blossom from Sasuke, I think, got canceled. But here, all the ultimates on the board for MPUA. Isolation wall, that should be able to get Scribbles. Not enough healing is going through. This is the advantage now that you press into the point. 6 feet's barrier is winding down. Jakarion is going to try and get a pick with this. Gets the Orisa low, but needs to help his backline. Defense starting to stabilize. Taking down Thor is big. He had Gravitic Flux. That was another winning condition that MPUA was trying to focus on. But defense losing 6 feet, keeping Rankiyoshi alive is going to be critical in the next few seconds of this fight.
60 pushing forward. That barrier's down. Ecchi's exposed.
Oh, and the defense cleaning things up. They lost a member here or there, but what's important is when you lose, you play slow, you play together, and you protect that Moira with your life. That is your biggest source of healing, and Rankiyoshi surviving that long was so critical.
And now Rankiyoshi having the Coalescence available. I mean, obviously, Agent Pixel is going to have this... Oh. Well, never mind.
Oh?
I was going to say he was going to have that available too, but
When
now
in
the
doubt?
switch over to the Bastion. Yeah, when in doubt, truck it out, right?
Truck it out. Action
I go
force
truck.
go, my dudes. Let's go. You got Brodeen, the bro, power boost or damage boosting you. So this is what they did on King's Road. This is how they turn things around. But you see Team Dante trying to prevent them from setting up. They're trying to rotate towards the left, but they've lost both supports. Rankiyoshi hosing them down the last 25 seconds that MPUA have to push, or this could be really bad for their next attack.
Yeah, that immortality field is going to be everything, but Agent Pixel's... Oh, more swaps! Feroy actually going over to the Tracer as well. Agent Pixel back onto the Moira. They're just trying to get to the point. 6 seconds remaining. Can they even get there?
They're trying to touch, but Brodeen got shut down. I think Sasuke is trying to touch, but 6 feet cleans things up. And in overtime, Team Dante hold a fortress of a defense against the several minutes that MPUA had to push.
I really like that adaptation made, though, where we did see that swap over to the Bastion. If you give that kind of composition a lot of space to work with, allow them to set up, allow them to get into position in dark, you could definitely lose. You could absolutely lose. That Agent Pixels would be able to get off a ton of healing if they don't push in, would be able to get that immortality field up and keep his team alive and buy time for that amplification matrix to come out, and then they can actually get the kills and convert. However, again, adaptation is key, and being able to see these things and be able to change up the way that you're going to attack on the fly is so key. It's so important, especially in this meta. And what do? We see Team Dante just drive it forward, get super aggressive as soon as they see that comp swap and go right for them. They drop the Bongo, they drop the Coalescence and go right for the immortality field, and they're able to rip them apart, and no setup is going to ever occur when you're able to do that.
Yeah, you're right. Team Dante have been so good at reacting. When they get that pick, when they get someone low, they just pounce. The issue, or MPUA, running that Mei, I think we're getting used to setting up where the wall should be. Especially you could buy yourself more time getting those on the first go. The Blizzard got them a few picks, but the issue with Point B Assault is that you have to get a team wipe, or you always have to hold that advantage. As soon as you lose members, you have a longer spawn, and Team Dante eventually were able to thrive. Kind of surprised, you know, they didn't even get a tick out of it, but now you have to hold a perfect defense, or else Team Dante will win the series.
Yeah, but this is a good look for that perfect defense, right? This is a look that we saw, again, back on Kings Row. This is what I was talking about, where we see this defensive Bastion, Siege comp, Doom 76 actually bringing out the Symmetra. This is going to allow them to make those quick rotations should they get under duress with this very aggressive style that we see Team Dante consistently pull out.
MPUA, using that Symmetra, they're going to have some transportation to rotate to different parts of the map much quicker. Something that is a weakness of a Bastion is how slow and the setup time that it takes onto this high ground. There's not going to be an answer from Team Dante besides getting the first take for free, using that wall to just protect themselves. They will send 60 up there to take that attention away, but eventually MPUA has to drop, and then who you choose to drop is going to be important.
And 60 is going to go forward. This is a clean fight already from Team Dante, as they're going to be able to claim this first point without really any issue. And now you have to wonder if they're going to be able to recover here. MPUAFG, that is. Doom 76 pretty close to getting that big wall up. If they want to hold on to that, that could be something that they could use. But dropping on top of the Bastion may not be enough. And in fact, they're actually going to swap already.
33% and almost 6 minutes for Team Dante to push. The Silver Lightnings, they didn't get a ton of ult charge besides a coalescence from that first fight, so it might take some time to get those. A great isolation wall from Doom 76 closes off some members of Team Dante from each other. This will claim the life of 60, followed up on Rankyoshi. Team Dante down by 2, make the smart decision of getting out.
5:15 on the clock, however. So even though we do see them pushing them out, oh, looks like they will see the Reaper as well. Yep, indeed they will. 16 gonna have to fall back. But as I was saying, you know, still having 5 minutes on the clock to play around with, and they only need 1 tick. I mean, it's just a matter of time before we do see Dante going forward with basically everything at their disposal and just running over the defense.
Going in for another attack, closer to some ultimates. What I'm really looking at is 6 Feet's Barrier and Thor's Gravitic Flux. This will be important to keep Team Dante alive. The whole point of Point B Assault is extending the fight, get the advantage, and keep pressing it. As you can see, a Team Dante rotating towards the left side, making sure they have all their cooldowns and the defense are ready for them.
Yeah, speaking of cooldowns, Blizzard going to be one of those, and there it is, Jakarion throwing it in.
There's the Gravitic Flux from Thor, Barrier in response from 6 Feet. The Barrier and the Blizzard and Death Blossom from the attack will secure the 33% Team Dante need. And in Open Division practice season, they will start off their week 2-0.
Yeah, and not even dropping a single map throughout the entire weekend as well. That's a fantastic start for a brand new team, taking down Make Poop off Freak Gosh today. I just wanted to say that one more time because it was my favorite.
I laughed like mentally in my head, just not out loud, and I want you to know that I appreciate you as a person.
Literally so mean.
You know what? It's okay. The sound, you know, I didn't have breakfast, so I don't appreciate that, because I don't think Chad.
We could talk about the Snapchats you were sending me, you know, right before this, where you're making the exact same sound.
Context of that, you can't be saying, "Oh, your Snapchats you be sending to me." Like I'm encouraging you. I'm encouraging you to be the best person that you can be. Are you guys really gonna wake up today and not believe in yourself? So anyway, that's the end of our broadcast today. Congratulations to Team Dante with the 3-0 victory over Majesty, Princess, Unicorn Action Force Go. It was a great time casting over them. So if you guys are facing Team Dante, if you guys are in the chat and want to get casted, I'll be hitting you up because I want to put the spotlight on your team, on Team Dante and their journey. But that will be the end of our broadcast. Shout out to EloHell and our producers, Julek, and we have a ton of people behind the scenes, including Capitiano. So shout out to them. Shout out to you guys for watching, and we'll see you guys next week for the continuation of Practice Open Division.